Could New England fans be saying goodbye to the reigning Defensive Player of the Year? I'm Mariah, Janos, joined by Evan Lazar. The rumor mill is running rampant, Evan, ahead of the trade deadline, including the possibility of the Patriots trading Stephon Gilmore. What have you been hearing about this?
Well, nothing has really come to fruition on this trade as of yet, or as of lately, I should say. The Patriots did explore some trades involving Stephon Gilmore over the offseason because they were really strapped against the salary cap. So they were just looking to move salary at that point and maybe get a draft pick compensation back for Gilmore. So they were just exploring the idea. I don't think anything really got that far down the road. And as of right now, they haven't had a ton of conversations about it since. Now, I will say this, Gilmore's contract is basically in a situation now where he's being underpaid for his performance relative to the rest of the cornerback market. He's going to want to look to get paid again. It probably isn't going to happen here in New England. So at some point in time, I do think a divorce is coming, whether it's this offseason or maybe at the trade deadline next year. I don't think this year's trade deadline is a little bit too soon. We can get into that here in a second. But at some point, Gilmore, I think, is going to be playing for a different team.
Now, as you just mentioned, salary, but does it really make sense to trade him, and why would you trade him?
On the field, it doesn't make any sense. If the Patriots decide to trade Stephon Gilmore, I think what it's telling us is that Bill Belichick doesn't believe in this team and doesn't think that the 2020 Patriots are Super Bowl bound or Super Bowl caliber. So what is he going to do? He's going to trade one of his best players, recoup a draft pick back, and kind of, get the most out of the asset, right? For a team that's going to be sort of in a rebuilding window. So that's the reasoning behind trading Stephon Gilmore. Again, he took that salary advance earlier this season, $5 million to get back out on the practice field when he missed a few days in training camp. And I think there were some contract disputes. He wanted to be paid more. He wanted to be paid closer to the top of the cornerback market. Guys like Jalen Ramsey, for example, really reset that market. Byron Jones in Miami, and Gilmore was sitting there making $6 million less than a guy like a Byron Jones as the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. So there was certainly some frustration, some negotiation going on there. And again, if the Patriots feel like they're going to kind of go into this retool, I don't like using the word rebuild, so let's call it a retooling, then maybe Gilmore at age 30 is probably not a part of that future plans, and they got great depth at that position. So you start playing guys like J.C. Jackson, Jawan Williams finally gets a chance, and you start going a little bit younger at that spot.
Now, you kind of just answered it a little bit, and we've discussed the depth at that position when Gilmore was out with COVID-19. Do you think the Patriots can get by without him?
I think they can get by in theory. And I think it would be nice if this team is not going to win this year to see what a guy like a Jawan Williams has at that outside cornerback position. But I think that what you see with Gilmore, it's really the whole defense is built around two guys. It's built around Stephon Gilmore and Devin McCourty, right? Gilmore's ability to go out there and take his assignment one-on-one on an island and not lose consistently, basically without a lot of help, maybe help in the middle of the field, and that's just about it, is how they start every week with their game plan. Who are we going to put Steph on? And then let's build the rest of the game plan around that. So if you're going to move on from Gilmore, yeah, we all love J.C. Jackson. I think Jawan Williams has shown things and shown that he might not be a bust of a second-round pick like a lot of people were worried about last year. But that's definitely a defense-altering type of move, a team-altering type of move to trade a player at the caliber of Gilmore. For my money, Gilmore is the best player on the team. So that would be a substantial move.
Absolutely. Well, for all of our Patriots coverage, head to clnsmedia.com and subscribe, to our YouTube channel over at Patriots Press Pass.